Now tuned to BS3 Network.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Life Happens podcast. I am your host, Grace. And before we get into our topic today of the toxic crying wolf, as you guys know, the Life Happens podcast is a podcast where we take our spirituality, everyday practical things to create this beautiful balance because after all, life does happen, right? So guys, how was your week before we get into this topic?
I guess I'll pop it off.
I
So mine was straight. So last Wednesday, I just got my wisdom tooth removed.
Ooh.
So now I'm still feeling it like to this day. So it's, you know what I'm saying. I mean, I'm eating and stuff, but it just hurt. Like I'm still on them ibuprofens and the antibiotics. So but they say a little whiskey helps. So
does it?
I mean, that's what they said. I don't know how true it is. We're gonna find out after this episode if I'm feeling it or not. So
And then to top it off, you still came to join us today. So we are so grateful for you to come because if it was me, child, because guess what I would be? I would be on some medicine and in the bed.
I actually thank y'all that y'all allow me to be in y'all space, to be in y'all world. So I appreciate y'all for letting me, So hey, it's my honor. You know what I'm saying? It's the pleasure all mine. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, my man. I got it.
Thank you. Oh, you trying to hype us up, but we'll take that though. We'll take it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So to add to that, medicine and stuff like that, have you guys watched the show on Netflix called Painkillers?
Yes.
I
mean,
Let me know.
I actually enjoyed it, but it was really sad. Did you watch? Because it was like a series, right? It was like how many people? I mean, how many shows?
I don't think I got to the end. I got close to the end, but yeah, it was a series. It's a trip. It's a trip.
And you have to watch it, CJ. It's so good. Like I couldn't stop watching it, but I was also mad and sad.
Yeah.
Did you see how the sales girls were like prostitutes?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Going to these different doctors' offices selling what's that drug? What was it called?
Oxycontin.
Oxycontin.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it was messed up, basically.
Very messed up.
Yeah. So, what did you do this past week?
For me?
Mm-hmm.
Football. I was at a football game Thursday. DeSoto versus Sock. Friday.
Hey!
I was at a football game.
In that thing. Yo,
the mess.
Cutting up. Go ahead.
They were cutting up. Friday, I went to see my son play. He plays for, I'm not going to say it was school, but I went to go see my son play. And then Saturday, my son went on a college tour. So we watched another game. So I'm all footballed out. Because Sunday, of course, my husband watched the Cowboys. So there you go. So I've had a week and weekend full of football.
It sounds like fun.
Depends on who you're talking to.
Every week I say the same shit. Every time I get on this podcast, people come in the kitchen because they're hungry. Like it never freaking fails. Anyway, let's talk about this topic. Did you guys watch the video?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, CJ, as a man, have you ever been in a situation where a woman was trying to destroy your life like
that? No, never even came close.
What is toxicity in relationships? Like, what would your definition be? Like, so I found a definition for it. Let me read it. So it says toxicity in relationships refers to behaviors, dynamics, or patterns that are harmful, negative, and detrimental to the well-being and health of one or both individuals involved. These toxic behaviors can have serious emotional, psychological, and sometimes even physical consequences, right? Here are some aspects of toxicity in relationships: lack of communication, controlling behavior, jealousy and insecurity, manipulation, lack of respect, dishonesty, unresolved conflict, emotional abuse, physical abuse. That's just like, the definition. But have you, Felicia, ever been in that space?
No, but I have had a friend who he was in that space with the woman that was toxic like that, and she pretty much, yeah, she was crazy. But I think that she had a lot of red flags that he ignored
Of course
prior
he
to,
did.
huh?
I said, of course he did.
He
Don't we
ignored a
all?
lot of red flags. One of the, because she was abusive, she used to abuse him,
Like,
like
physically?
physical abuse, like yes, beat him.
Wow.
Because he wasn't the type of guy to fight back. He would try to leave, but she was like something else. But one of the red flags, I remember him telling me a story about Thanksgiving dinner. He was with her family for Thanksgiving dinner, and the mom and dad broke out into an argument. And at the Thanksgiving table, the mom and the dad started fighting, fist fighting.
That's
And
funny.
the kids jumped in on the mama side. And I was like, that was your red flag right there. Like, this is what they do. They enjoy fighting. My parents have never fought like that, on the Thanksgiving time. And with guests there, it's like, it's one thing to fight, but you have people there and you don't care. And you're fist fighting, and the children are fist fighting their dad along with their mom. It was just like, that right there should have told you to walk away. This is what they do.
Okay.
And several times she's had her brothers come over to try to fight him and stuff. So yeah, that's toxic.
Wait, y'all. Okay, so I just remembered a story. I knew this guy one time. Okay, and this sounds bad. I'm gonna apologize in advance, but I'm gonna tell you. He told me that his ex-wife beat his ass. Okay, and he was like, "Man, I was in the bathroom and she pushed me into the shower, and I got caught up in the shower curtain." And up until that moment, I thought he was fine. I ain't gonna lie. Not that he should hit her back. He should have left, but the way he was talking, and like, it was so normal, and so he was so mild about it. I was like, I never saw him again in my life after that.
Yeah.
And he said he had a black eye, and he was as yellower than CJ and me.
Dang.
And that was really unattractive.
That's very toxic.
Very. And you know what? They both were in ministry, pastors of churches.
I knew a couple that she said they had 2 kids together, and she said her and it was her baby daddy at the time, so they was no longer together.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, they will fist fight on a regular. Like, they'll get into an argument, then it gets physical. And I was like, wait, you mean like punching each other? She's like, yeah, we box, punch. I'd be fighting with him. And she says, I thought that was normal.
I can see how, if you grew up like that, how you would think that was normal. Maybe we shouldn't get in fist fighting. I'm gonna beat my daddy's ass. Like, I mean, what?
That's not normal.
That's not. But I guess if you think about it now, like the videos you see that have been surfacing lately, it is kind of like it's celebrated. Like, to dog a man out is cool. To be disrespectful is cool, and vice versa, right? And then you see this woman jumping on this bandwagon. Everybody's like, rah, rah, rah. But yet, you are teaching your children this behavior. Now, I think we should play this video.
Okay.
And then discuss it. Because I'm be honest, this was kind of freaking sickening to me. For many reasons. But anyway, here we go.
This is the man that fuck with you. Rico, he's mean and you don't like him.
Did I do that?
You don't fuck with him.
Did I do that?
Do you hear me? He touched you? Yes, he did. Didn't he? Yep.
No, I
I
didn't.
fucking thought.
Look at you, so... You got you on camera.
Woo. Now, see, I want your perspective because you're male, right? And
Yeah.
you are in a relationship. Not saying that your woman does that, but like, if you were in that situation, what would you do?
Nah. So first, to kind of back it up, I ain't gonna lie. I like stuff in relationships like that you can't really like come back from, and like when y'all start like putting y'all hands on each other, like y'all can't come back from that. Like, to be honest. So I ain't gonna lie. Like if somebody feel because I've never like put my hand on anybody. I'm just not doing that just because for one, I'm thinking smart. You call the cops on me, that's a domestic violence charge in my personal record. And that's gonna hard for me to get another job. That's gonna follow me forever I go. And I know a lot about that because I'm like a recruiter, so these background checks you be seeing, like domestic, what I'm saying, all this other stuff. So like, yeah, so that's a no go. And secondly, you know what I'm saying, I'm just not like there had to been signs, like there's had to been signs and like toxic behavior. That's never been cute. That's never cool. I just nah. Like, but kind of to keep it towards the thing, if I was in that particular situation, I know was that maybe a week or 2 weeks ago when we was talking about somebody was like they was recording somebody, right? Right? Yeah, the other video. Yes. This is one of the moments where maybe you need to be recording and just look at this foolishness.
Right.
But no, it couldn't have been. I ain't gonna lie. It couldn't have been me. I just nah. I just can't. But there had to have been red flags. I'm gonna keep it like that. There had to have been plenty of red flags. And for you to to lay down with her and impregnate her and have a baby, there had to been signs like that before. So I just
Is it his daughter or is it like is he in a relationship with a woman with the baby? It's not clear. It's saying that it's his kid.
No, it ain't clear.
Even though it doesn't matter whether it's his kid or not biologically. My thing is that she's teaching her daughter this behavior, and the kid shakes her head no, but because her mother has influence, of course, she can convince her. And the child is, I mean, she's a baby, and she can be groomed, and you're going to destroy someone's life because you're mad. Maybe he cheated, maybe he don't want you anymore for whatever reason, because maybe you didn't get your way, maybe whatever. You're going to destroy somebody else's son's life. I mean, what is that?
And that makes it harder in the dating world for men to date women with children. It was like, what would make a man desire that, knowing that the woman could potentially ruin his life with something like that? I'm not saying all women do that because they do not, but it is some toxic women out there that will try to bring you down. And it's like, why would you, it's just like, sometimes I don't understand with some of these toxic relationships, like, how did you become baby mama number 9 when he's not taking care of babies 1 through 8? How does that happen? Like, what in your mind makes you think that the 9th time he's going to want to do the right thing? So I just think, like, I'm with CJ. It's always some type of sign. Always.
But we chose to ignore it because for whatever reason, we were like, well, maybe, then the red flags look like roses. And then we like, I'm going to give him a chance. Now, I have one of my daughters. Well, should I tell this business? One of my daughters has a friend that mother has, I think 8 kids and she's pregnant now with a set of twins. And she first started having kids at 13. She has a large following on TikTok. Guys, it's a mess, right? Large following on TikTok and Instagram, and she claims that she can help people grow their social media. I watched that woman's accounts. I watched it. Like, my daughter was like, Mom, look at this. And I was floored. Now, even to add to that, one day they were going to the movies and I went to pick the child up. Her mama didn't come and ask me any questions. Because I know for myself, you can come to my house, pick up my kid, and I don't know you. And so when I saw that exchange and I had the conversation with her and I watched her social media, I can see how these types of things happen. For example, she had her first baby at 13. Okay, how was it that you're pregnant at 13? What was your background? Where was your mother? All these things that, So I think like with this lady, and I mean, I would like to think that there could be an excuse, which is no excuse for her behavior, because
a reason why she has that behavior.
Not an excuse, you're right. The word is reason for you to do something like that. Now,
because it's worked in the past. Let me tell you something. People do things that work. She was manipulated at one point in her life. It worked. And she's manipulated men like this at one time, and it's worked. So people continue to do what works for them. It's a big form of manipulation.
Well, and then the caveat that, and I mean, I got a son. I don't have a daughter. I have a son. But I was still, I mean, either or, protect yourself. But I tell people this a lot. I say, hey, if you, when a female, pause that, when a woman is, upset at you, she's gonna hurt you. She's gonna try to hurt you the best way she know what it is. Now, the flip side of that, if a man is hurt, you mess around and lose your life. You
Yeah.
mess around and get yourself in some serious ish. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So let's say he gets super heated because then he gonna be ready to really kick your ass because and that's and I'm telling you, I don't like to put my family business, but I have an uncle in Houston. He went to jail on one occasion because because my aunt was on some my aunt through marriage. That would have been my aunt through marriage, but she she said, huh? You said what?
You denying that. You made it clear she was not blood. She was your aunt.
No, I mean, yeah, hey, I'll let you know. Well, like, no, she was tweaking. So what happened was, in the story I was told was, they was in the argument, and she said, hey, I'm gonna tell the police, I'm gonna call the police, I'm gonna tell them, that you did all this, that, and the third. And he felt so offended. He said, and she was on the phone saying, oh yeah, this, that, and the third. The moment she hung up, she said, oh, okay, well, it's gonna take about 5 minutes for them to get there. He ended up damn near killing the girl. Like, broken neck, because he lost his mind. He's like, why would you do that? Because we haven't so the quote unquote the toxic mentality, it's kind of like this, right? When somebody say, oh, don't mess with me because I'm crazy. Oh, nah, you ain't been put in your place yet. You ain't had a lot of ass whoopings as a kid. People throwing them temper tantrums. This, that, and the third. So if you pull around and do that to the wrong dude, you pull that he did this, that, and the third. It's not gonna end in we gonna get back together. No, you can end up really messing yourself up because you got some unstable brothers that is like, so I wouldn't recommend that one. You better find another way to get it off you, because I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. So
and
you need to be careful.
Sometimes women just be talking, don't mean shit behind it. Not gonna do a thing. And then guy probably has a past. Maybe he has a past. Maybe he's been in jail before. Maybe, and I think it sounds like your uncle felt like now he's screwed. He got nothing to lose. He might as well just
right.
Yeah.
If I'm in jail, let me
off the deep end.
Yeah. But and I tell my daughters this. I naturally tell my sons, don't put your hands on a woman. But I also tell my daughters, don't put your hands on a man, because everybody ain't raised right. It's a men that you hit them, they will hit you back. And I've heard mothers say, if a lady hit my son, I told him to hit her back. Well, I don't teach that. I said, if a lady hits you, walk away, because she's toxic already, because she doesn't know how to express herself without trying to bring harm. Just walk away from that, because it doesn't. Let me tell you something. If you get upset and you result to hitting or violence, you need to walk away, because it only gets worse. It never gets better. It only gets, people like that only get worse. Same for men. If he pushes you or doesn't, okay, it's time to go, because from there it's only downhill from there. It's toxic.
And Felicia, like, and with that, and I raise my hand. I'm one of them people. I ain't gonna cap. The moment you feel disrespectful enough for you to actually start throwing hands, for you to start, you want to hit. That's why I said you can't come back from. Oh, I can't shake that off. You just, like, you punch me in my face, you hit me, you scratch me up. I'm not gonna cap. It ain't gonna end well. It ain't gonna end well, because you got people that's mentally unstable. They You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, what you're telling you, hey, what's going on? Hey, so what you're telling your son is right, you know, or your baby boy, you know, yeah, you know. I know he a grown. Well, I know he's entering that grown man stage, but he's still your baby boy. You know, I'm gonna be calling my son my baby boy till he's 35, 40. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But no, and I'm glad you're teaching him that. But I can't imagine if my son, I'm like, son, what happened? Oh, this girl hit me. I'm like, shit, hey, you don't want to get a few? Nah, man, I was told. I was told you ain't. I'm like, shit, bullshit. I said, shit, bullshit.
But again, it comes back to that's only gonna make the situation worse, because if a woman hits a man, that's one scenario. But when a man starts abusing a woman, it's taken to a whole nother level. And then you're in a whole lot of unnecessary trouble behind a woman who ain't even worth it. You know.
And just to be clear, this is a double standard.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Double standard. And it's not okay.
No.
As though if somebody hits my son and he hits him back, first of all, he's black, right? And he's a male. He don't look 15. They're gonna treat him as a grown man. Okay,
Right.
let's just be honest. So we can't teach our sons to hit a woman back. Now I tell my girls, of course, you can tell your girls, tear his ass up. Right.
And that's even, you know, that's even, you tell your girls, I tell my girls, if a man put his hands on you, run. Because I don't care how little you think they are, you cannot fight a man. My husband, if he was to hit me, I would play dead. I'm not going to win that fight. It's just, it's going to end bad, you know? So it's kind of one of those.
I keep maze, and then my daughter that goes to TW, she has mace.
Yeah.
She has that thing that can shock your ass.
Yeah.
A taser?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a taser too. I have a taser because I go to patients' houses I go to parts of Dallas that is not safe. Okay. So I'm just gonna say shit. And I have to do that. So I teach my girls that. And I always tell them, like, look for weakness if you're in a, you know what I'm saying? Even you have to be offensive. I'm sorry, because people are crazy.
And then there's some questions that you ask. How do you handle conflict? Like, have you ever had a fight with your lad? How do y'all fight? You know, and that'll tell you right then, well, you know, sometimes she was tripping. She likes to hit. She likes to push. Anytime they say anything where she likes to do physical, it's time to leave because he was participating in that.
Yeah, participating.
My youngest brother is very, very, very mild, okay? And he had a girlfriend. Oh, let me read this comment first. Eric says double standards in its purest form. Yes, there's double standards between men and women. Yeah. That's crazy. But, you know, society, we just go with it, right?
Yeah.
So he was dating this girl, and she slapped the taste out of his mouth. But let me tell you what. His sisters beat her ass. Mm-hmm. Because they could. Mm-hmm. And with it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he didn't touch her back, though.
And it's a double standard. Had he done it, it would have been a whole different situation. The fact that the girls done it, and you know, and I'm one of those people too. Don't get the calling on your sisters and your brothers every time, because it's like, okay, you need to leave this person if this continues to happen. You know, this is not hot. This is not what it is. You know.
And I'm sorry that, you know what I'm saying, you know, but in whatever. But you know what? And that's what I'm saying, because I know myself. I know what I that's what I'm saying. You have people that is mentally unstable. I'm not gonna say, but I just know myself. I say, shit, man, I pray to God, because if you do, it's okay. But you know, but this the thing though. That's kind of where I kind of had to blame on old boy. I'm like, I felt like you knew better. Like, there's no way, like, the moment she like let's say you trying to leave, and then she blocking you, like, oh, this, that. I'm like, all right now. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it was some signs. That's kind of where I got to get on his ass. I'm like, come on, bro. I felt like you know the signs. This can't be the first time. If it is a freak accident, but she's done this before, so you should have left at that time.
Maybe she's sitting on a gold mine, and that's why he can't leave.
No.
Not that. No, I'm just being silly. But let me read this comment. Eric said, this is simple. Women don't hit men unless you're defending yourself. And that's just to find space and opportunity to get away from them, in my opinion. I agree. Because the truth is, like Felicia said, you cannot beat a man. They're stronger than us. And I want to add to that. We always were taught that women are emotional, and yes, we are more emotional than men, right? But that's not an excuse for poor behavior. That's not an excuse to not to control yourself. If you feel like you're about to lose your shit, then leave that situation. Like, step aside. But to me, what's really bad in this situation is that she used her daughter. Let's forget about the two adults, right? Because they're adults. He can either choose to deal with this nonsense or not. But she used her daughter to mess someone's life up, destroy someone's life. That's a felony.
And that's how people get killed. You do stuff like that, you'll wake up with some glass in your ice water. People will get rid of you over stuff like that. That because that will ruin. I actually know somebody in real life that went to jail real life for over 15 years, real life, because of a lie that was told on him. Told that he molested this little girl. And he did not. And the little girl even recanted the story when she got older, saying that her mother told her to say that because the uncle wouldn't give her some money. So she ruined his life. Can you imagine a man having to go to jail for 15 years behind a lie you told? That ruined lives. That make people snap.
And then we had a situation in our family like that, and they honestly, it was the same situation, and for some money, and she was lying. So they took, they took statements from all of us, and that person in my family would never, and so it ended up that there's a lot of investigations, lie detector tests, things like that. He passed. The woman failed, and guess what happened to her? She got in trouble for lying and doing that and all that, for doing that. So she ended up going to jail.
Good.
And she should.
Yeah. That's bullshit. You don't do that.
Right. And in all honesty, I'm very open about my alcoholic ways, and so I can't say that I instigated the fight and maybe thrown something at their head and slammed something on. I can't say I've never done that, because I have. But one thing too is now they don't, honestly, like, depending on the situation and where you're located, they don't play that with women no more. They take you to jail too.
Right.
Because let him have a mark on his face because you threw something at, you're going to jail too. And they're like, oh, what? But he hit me. But no, if now the rule is, and if both of you have visible marks of being abused or hit, y'all both go to jail.
And again, that goes back to, man, keep your hands to yourself. Period. Right. And you learn that it's the people that can't express themselves with words. They get frustrated and then they want to fight. I mean, even in little kids, if you cannot express yourself with words, try to fight with a baby. He can't express himself with words, so the next thing he's going to do is attack. And that's how some men are. They cannot express themselves with words. So you talking smart and slick because we are women. We know how to talk slick. We know how to talk smart, and we know how to get them punch where it hurts. And he don't have a comeback, or he can't come back.
Yeah.
Oh, baby,
he got a comeback, I believe. He got
I was good for throwing things.
And that was funny.
So y'all, no, they don't even do that. What they call it, where they mug you, they grab you by the face and throw you. It's not funny, y'all. It's not funny, but I've had my toxic ways.
No, it ain't funny. No, it ain't funny. Hey, just be careful. Hey, but just like you said, you gotta. But like, that's the thing, though. Why would you even like I'm saying? The moment even somebody look like they finna hit, bruh, you don't stay like. And that's something I would preach to my son, bruh. I'm gonna keep it true. I don't care how she looking. I don't care how fat that thing is back there. Keep it. Hey, chill out now. Because it's a whole lot of problems, and you can mess up your life. And even, and even let's say you don't go to jail, you still got to go to, you still got to appear in court. You got to get all these, it stays on your record. Even you know what? And it's a quick little funny story. I remember, and this is back when I was working at Sam's. One of my partners said that he's a felon, right? And I was like, damn, what happened? He was like, domestic violence. I said, well, shit, what happened? He was like, bro, both of them was fighting. Like, it was both of them fighting, right? And then he said he had to go to court. Now, listen, here's the funny part about it, right? He said he walked in that courtroom. He seen all them black women. He just said, oh, hell. He was just saying, you know, they was like, so, like, they was mean mugging him, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he didn't even, he just said, go ahead and give me what you got. He just said, go ahead, because even though they were both fighting in the wrong, you know, in the eyes of the court and then of the jury, all them sisters in there and she was in there. Oh man, from what my coworker was saying, she was egging. He's like, girl, we done been, you know, good and well, and he lost. It was only maybe 6 months, but 6 months to an employee, that is a lot of time. Your job just, you know, so don't even play that game, right? So don't even play that game, and don't put your hands, just like how it is with words. When you start saying stuff with words, you know, it's certain stuff you can't come back from. You know, if you know my insecurities because you're trying to hurt me because you upset, you gonna say that. I don't know, like I'm gonna just use this for example, right? Let's say I don't know, I'm overweight, right? And then somebody say, well, that's why you're fat ass. You're going to be like, damn, you know, that's my insecurity. And you really said that about me. No, there's no coming back from that. Same thing with this shit. If you, the moment you want to hit somebody, oh, ain't no coming back from that. Like, there's no coming back.
I remember.
CJ was like, he done that before. He said he bit his bottom lip and everything.
That's why I'm laughing.
He said, he's done that before.
This ain't about me, boy.
That's what was funny to me. What were you saying, Felicia?
No, I said a real life story. I knew a couple that, y'all, she told him, and his insecurity was he couldn't read really good. And she said, that's why you're illiterate robot reading ass. He snatched, we were in a hotel room, and back in the day, the TV was on a what's called an arm, like it was from an arm, like you could turn any kind of way. He snatched the TV off of the thing and missed her, but he threw it at her. He had that much rage. And I said, oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow! If that would have got her, she would have been gone, y'all. He tore that TV up.
CJ, switch your mind out.
Yeah, and that's
hey, I ain't thinking about that wisdom tooth pain. Oh, hey, we good. We lit now. I'm like, go ahead.
That's what CJ made me think of when he was talking about when you get somebody's insecurities, and when she said you're an illiterate robot reading, blah blah blah. I mean, she was just, you know, on it. And next thing I know, that TV says, shoo. I was like, oh my God.
Yes. Like you with a couple, they start fighting, all you can do is be like,
color purple. I said, well, it's time to go.
It's time to go.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh God, you reminded me of something, Felicia. I knew this couple from South Africa. She had moved a while ago, and then the husband came later, right? We had all went to Houston. We came back, dropped them off, but I forgot something in our house. So I was going back for it. I walked in this house. This man had her feet off the ground against the wall like that. Okay. Now back then, this is pre-Jesus, right?
Right.
Okay. It's pre-Jesus. I picked up a bag and hit him from behind so he can drop her. And then I ran out. But what I'm saying, I've seen a lot of stuff growing up in Africa, right? It is a lot of domestic abuse, sexual abuse, all this stuff. Yeah. And people don't do anything about it. I never saw a woman doing what this woman did in the video. Nah. They just wait till you go to sleep and beat your ass. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's just ridiculous. As a grown woman, like, don't put that baby in there and do that. You're going to ruin his life lying.
And that's a dangerous game to play. Nobody wins, you know.
Right.
Because even if, what if he says he gets say it says that it goes to court. Now you got this baby in court lying or trying to get the baby to lie. Now she traumatized because she's growing up thinking, I put this man in jail and he did nothing to me. That's traumatizing.
Well, I mean, the little girl was laying there looking just like she was scared.
She may have had a relationship with this guy because you don't know how long the mother was dating him, right? And that's another thing. Women need to stop allowing your children to meet men that you are not in relationships with, meaning they don't like so you meet Bobby and you date him for 2 weeks and you don't know Bobby. Like you can't do that.
I know a lady moved a man in her house less than a month with her and her daughter, and it was like, okay, you got a daughter. Right. You know, this man, and I'm not judging, but he was living in a long stay hotel before y'all moved in together. Like he wasn't ready for a relationship. He had to get his stuff together.
Somewhere to live.
Yeah, now you got this man in your house and you can't get rid of him.
Especially he was staying in a long stay, extended stay.
Right.
That means dude ain't, you know what? Let me not, because I'm gonna sound like a snub. But I can't do it.
A lot of people aren't ready for relationships. It's a lot of people dealing. The more I watch social media, the more I learn. There are a lot of hurt people out there that are not no way near ready to be in a relationship. Oh. And women like this is, proof. There's no way she needs to be in anybody's relationship. No, she has a lot of other stuff she needs to deal with. Right.
Some people don't say they got a man or a woman just because everybody, and then you don't even like the person you're with. I can't do it. But that's what we do, though.
Yeah.
But that's what women do. I'm really concerned. Like, I hope somebody calls CPS on this woman.
Yeah. I hope somebody saw it from CPS that will get it.
I mean, they had to. It went viral. That's even more embarrassing.
Yeah.
She should be embarrassed for even trying to teaching like child that.
Yeah. Now you don't went viral.
Well, you know what? And then part of me kind of thinks because I'm kind of glad, like the girl looked like she was just in bed. She looked like, I'm sorry. I'm dealing with the part of my life to where you just be hearing like random stuff hit the ground. You like, bro, what was that? You don't got too much stuff in there. So it sounded expensive. I don't want them to tell mom look at that. Mom look at that camera and say, get her. But but like the daughter kind of looked like, and I may have been reading it wrong. She like, bro, like, I'm low key used to my mama tweaking like this. She just like, you know what I'm saying? Like she just kind of, like she kind of looked over it. Now, and I'm glad she kind of, it looks like she has that mentality like, yo, my mama tripping. I'm going to just say, yeah. But inside, if I get with the right people, I'm going to tell them what's going on. So at least that's the only somewhat good part about it. But I'm just not a fan. Like, you cannot be, if I had a baby girl, don't be putting your hands on a man, and don't be, I mean, I know everybody get upset, but just be careful. Like I said, I know, what the dude, what the nigga say? What Shakespeare talking about some hell has no fury, like women when she get mad or some shit like that, right? Ain't that what they said? Yeah. So, I would say, hey, you can be mad, but don't don't put your hands on nobody. Right. You just can't be doing that. And then it just pisses me off because why would you tell your baby girl to say that? Now thankfully, now ironically what saves him is he held the camera. He's like, bro, look at this shit. So, and you know what? And I'm going to do a follow-up, and I may be messed. I'm going to be like, hey, bro, this what happened. Because I'm very interested to see how this ended. But, and then you as a woman, you don't look good. Because you still look kind of like young, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't over for you. But when every man meets you, they going to see that. They're going to say, oh, no, I can't mess with you, baby girl, because you going to be doing too much.
I was young back then. That was back in the day. I'm not like that no more.
Yeah. All right.
That was when I was. You don't realize I was a kid. I was a kid when I did that. Me and
I was going through something.
They want to be in relations with you. They'll believe just about anything you want them to believe.
Yeah, they trying to do what they do, man. No, I'm sorry. No, go ahead. You got it. Go ahead. My bad. I forgot. I forgot this life. Hey, if we was on Elevate, I would have done dropped a couple bombs. But
you can't be. No, you need to be yourself. Don't worry about that. But I'm saying, like I said before, maybe she's sitting on a gold mine because some people think that the vagina is what. Anyway, they use that as currency. Okay. AKA,
But it must not be too powerful because instead of saying you ain't gonna get none, you telling him you using your child, you know.
and the thing is, you know what I was thinking? The other scenario is that she could have been cheating, and then he wanted to leave, and then she's using this. I mean,
Yeah, she could have been.
hey, you know, I ain't gonna lie. Maybe, Grace, you might have been on or something. Maybe that cat was so damn good. He was like, shit, you know, look.
I'll go to jail for a couple of years.
Hey, that is, you know, he was, you know, that shit was probably off the goddamn chain, and he was probably like, man, you know what, you know, hey, she beats my ass from here to town. It's all cool. Nah, brother, it ain't cool, bro. If I was in homeboy circle, man, I would have been told you to be sneeze. I'm like, hey, man, she's a crazy ass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So let's not do with that, bro. So
okay, I need to comment, guys.
Go ahead.
Don Williams says some of these young women never had parents and never had real love or someone to vent to, so they deal with any type of men. Now, this is true. Many of us have been raised in certain environments, and I agree. But hell, you can't control what happens to you. But as an adult, I have a right to what happens to me now. I control what happens now. I say I'm in control of how I behave and navigate. And in this particular video, this is out of control. Completely out of control.
I agree.
Not only is she affecting the guy, I keep thinking about this child. Okay, like Tanya, I think Tanya said this. He's gonna feel bad later on as a kid. What if he ends up going to jail and then she's over there saying, "Yeah, well, listen to her mama."
Yeah.
I mean, you're destroying this kid's life as well.
And it's just the toxic thought process behind it, because now you're passing that trait on to your daughter. You know, who's to say she thinks that this is how you do? If a man get to acting up, you do this, you know. So I mean, however, and trust and believe, the daughter knows that her mama crazy. A lot of kids, you growing up and you got a crazy mama, you know you got a crazy mama. You know, you just know that your mom is unhinged, but you still can't inherit some of those unhinged behaviors.
You can. Like, I mean, I know for me, growing up, my mother was a yeller. Like, she yelled a lot. I don't like screaming and yelling. It sets me off in the sense of it just makes me really anxious. And my kids even know, don't be screaming and yelling. Do not raise your voice. You can say what you need to say, but I cannot do yelling.
And see, I'm a runner. You get to talking to me crazy, I'm out. I'm first of all, I'm not. I think it has to number one do with being old. I'm not going back and forth with you because this is not getting us anywhere. You just talking crazy. I only got about 30 good summers left, and I'm not fit to waste time with you.
No way. She said 30 good summers. Now that's hilarious, but there's some truth in it. Please.
I don't have time. Now at this age, I don't have time, but I'm seeing my daughter is a teacher, and I told her, we were talking today, this is a very interesting conversation about how kids are raised now. My mom said that the teacher was one step under God when she was going to school. Like, you didn't cuss, you didn't do anything in front of a teacher back in her day. That was like the highest, you know, position you could have was being a teacher, and it was well respected. And I said, in my day, we respected our teachers, but they weren't God. Like, you know, they weren't all that, but we respected them. Like, if a teacher told you don't do something, you would, you know, you got your bad kids, but you, for the most part, most kids pretty much respect it. If a teacher says, don't go outside, don't do this, you know, we all talk noise, but we listen.
You mean our age, because the ones these days, they're fighting.
These kids now, not at all. I've seen a video, and I'll send it to you, Grace, but what a little girl tells the older woman, you don't know who you dealing with. You ain't mama. And I was like, I would never. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be living to tell about it if I told another adult, you don't know who you dealing with, or you don't know who you messing with. Because growing up, I was really literally raised by a village. When I got off of that bus and went home with this little key, baby, I would go outside and play for a little while. The lady up the street saw me, and once our eyes connected, I took my ass right on back in their house, and I know, let me get my lie together, because she gonna tell my mama.
Hey, you know what? Like, and then Felicia, like, you know what I'm saying? I was gonna say with that, you know, nowadays, and it's just so crazy. See, so my mom is a new grandmama. Obviously, I was the first. Well, she actually got two grandbabies because my younger brother, he has a son as well, and it's like her mentality done changed. I said, "Mama, you was beating my ass left and right for all these infractions. Now, hey, now my son do something. Oh, maybe he's just not feeling. Shit, what the hell? I was feeling right here. You slap me upside my but you know, but like I was gonna say, the caveat of that is because these younger kids nowadays, see, you don't respect authority, because I feel like some of these some of these parents, like, they kind of got y'all thinking, well, maybe what did he do? Maybe what did she do? Listen, I'm all for what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, but here's the thing, right? If you don't teach your kid, and that's the one thing I can say, and obviously that woman, and I ain't even gonna say her parents failed her, because I don't know all that, but I can say for us right here, if you don't teach your child, I guarantee you the world will.
Thank you.
You think, and that's the thing, and that's some real shit. These people, like for example, like, you know, let's say, I don't know, you know, you got a kid, he's just always been bad, he just love to fight, and you know, parents, you know, oh, that's just what he do. You're gonna come across the grown kid, he gonna try to knock your little kid ass out. He or she gonna try to take him to the graveyard because you're playing, because you're not teaching him, because you don't want to whoop him, spank him, talk to him because it's too sensitive. I can't do it because, oh, my parents, my mother, my dad. No. I'm gonna do what's ever in the best interest of my child. If he or she responds better to me getting in that ass, and then that's what I'm gonna do. But if they don't respond to that well, if they respond to stern talking, I'm gonna do that. Because listen, what if she came across the wrong nigga? What if she came across somebody like, oh, that's what you on? Shit. And they really get and he really all because you're in your feelings. Right. So you need to stop that. And people don't, and people ain't gonna see till it's too late. Because when your kid in the hospital can't walk because I'm big and bad, I'm mad, I'm gonna fight him. And you don't know what that boy been told. That boy probably was told, hey, I don't give a damn who it is. You not cool, and whoever, you try to lay their ass out. Yeah. So you really got some people like that, and these parents not recognizing that. So you need to, not saying y'all, but they need to start getting on board. And hell, nowadays these teachers fighting back. Hell, hey, out here in Lancaster, shit, they out here. Hey, pepper spraying. Hey, it's a video I'm gonna say. Hey, DISD. They in there. This one teacher threw a kid up in the wall like, man, who this, that, and the third. So
right.
You know, and so if you come with that grown woman, grown man energy, you gonna get that. So you know, your discretion is advised.
Lack of self-control.
Go ahead.
Lack of self-control. If the parents ain't controlling themselves, so why would the kids do that? You don't teach your kids. You don't teach your kids to discipline themselves at all. We're not teaching that. It's just like one time I remember I was telling my daughter to stop throwing tantrums, and something came to me. It's like, okay, wait a minute. You have moments where you express yourself. So why are you telling this child not to express themselves? I think in a healthy environment, it's okay to express yourself. It's okay to say how you feel, but it's not okay when you cross that line of putting your hands on somebody. I teach my kids. I tell them this at school. Do not throw the first punch, but baby, if they touch you first, I tell my daughter, because she goes to an environment where it's very racist, I tell her, use your words, sis. Okay? Use your words. But if somebody touches you, wipe them out.
Right. You know what, Grace? And that's the thing. There's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with, trying to express yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. And I mean, like, and even I learned that from my son. I say, hey, for me to not put my hands, hey, I'm gonna let him do what he gotta do. You can be upset. I ain't about to say you ain't about to be like because you know how some parents take, you having a feeling about it, it's disrespectful, and it's not. What you're doing is you bottling this. They can't get their frustrations out because they so mad at everything. You know what I'm saying? Because you popping them, taking things away. So it's okay to have your feelings about certain stuff. But at the end of the day, you need to know how to handle that. With that being said, you know, when you start crossing different levels of disrespect, there is no coming back, and you don't know how. And I'm trying to say, because you don't know how the other person gonna feel. You don't know. Hell, let's say somebody hit my son in the back of the head, this, that, and third. You know, my son, like, you know what, I'm tired of this shit. You know, and he go off. Or same thing with my son. Let's say, that's what I would say, son, get chill out. Let's say, you know, my son get in the fight, or he this, that, and third. Turns to find out my son been harassing that you know, he was doing too much to a kid. And then that kid said, fuck this shit. I'm about to really get up with your ass. So that's what I'm saying. It needs to be more discipline. I feel like that woman's parents, I'm not gonna say they failed her, but if they knew about her behavior and if they didn't change that,
Then talk.
then
You're right.
yeah, if you didn't talk to her how to handle a situation like that, then you need to be, then I mean, you know, then they just as guilty.
Agreed, but at the same time, there's accountability that she needs to take. That's the problem. People don't take accountability for their actions.
Right.
This is a grown woman. This is a,
Yeah.
it's not a kid. This is a grown woman.
Right.
And she's functioning purely out of emotions, which I get it. We get upset all the time, but we don't take the time to say, okay, let me pause. Let me pause for a moment before I respond. Sometimes you might get fly at the mouth or whatever, but you know when you're about to cross that line. Because at some point, let me say this, at the age that we are, not you, because you're a baby, Susan. At the age of you now need to be an expert on yourself. And if you're an expert on yourself, then that means you're not doing the work. Clearly, this is not doing the work. Because you would never in your life form your lips to do what she did and train. Because as parents, we train our kids. Train your daughter to do that or to lie or manipulate and do all these things. I don't like her, actually. I wish I could have had a conversation with her.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's just ridiculous. Just bringing a baby into it.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, nah, I can't show you any type of grace because you brought your child.
Right.
Yeah, and she is, and she is like she looks like she grown enough. I don't know how old she is. If I had to guess, maybe anywhere from like
She older than 30.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I'm gonna give her some grace. Anywhere from about 28 to maybe about 36, 37. I'll give her. She's somewhere in that range. You're a little bit too old to be acting like that. You know what I'm saying? And
how she was
kind
yelling in the baby's face. Did you notice that?
The
So
what?
now yelling in the child's face, causing anxiety, causing intimidation, right? So what is the child supposed to say? Really? I mean, no, mama, you're wrong. He didn't touch me. Yeah, if I was that age, I'd be like, yes.
Whatever you say, mama.
Whatever.
Yeah, and she wrapped up in the blanket. She just like, and you know what? Like, she give me the vibes. It's like, bro, he touched me. Like, but it's kind of like, well, like, bro, like, go on. Like, I'm not trying to be dealt with this foolishness right now. That's why I say, if she got with the right people, like, they get her calm, buy her some McDonald's, whatever. She like, they like, hey, so like, what really happened? Hey, so did he really? I guarantee you, she like, no, my mama just on some this. Hey, this a regular Wednesday afternoon.
Right.
My mama's tripping. So
my mama do that all the time.
Right.
Now,
my mama says that all the time. Yep.
Now, if she went to the police station, so one time I had to go to the police station and file police reports, and they wanted to talk to my daughter, my youngest, but she was like about 6 or 7 at the time. I didn't allow them to talk to her because I thought about her mental health after I had the conversation. Now the situation wasn't the same, but they have professionals and they know how to talk to kids because she would have to have filed a police report, the mother.
Right.
We can do that. So there's people that can get the information out. I mean, trained professionals, and the mother wouldn't have been able to be in the room, but you'd be behind a glass or something.
Right.
You know, because
but even still, like, think about what you're training her to do. So let's say this girl goes through this her whole life. Now she older doing the same damn thing.
Right.
Just tacky.
Generation
tacky.
Bullshit. Not even, that's not a curse, that's behavior. You just That's what you did.
And the difference is, Tanya, and you know, Kevin got on that. Hey, he was a little bit more like, dang, why you doing that? You mean, hey, you teach her, she run across the wrong nigga. He like, now hold the fuck, hey, what you mean? You finna call? Bet. I got something for your ass. You know what I'm saying? So it could go, you know, and I just don't condone that behavior of you know, you getting your child in that. And I know I've been on these two, but I'm gonna spend my last little final. You know what I'm saying? I really pray for baby girl mental and spiritual health. It just sounds like she's been through it. Like she look. I don't know. I don't know how old the girl is. If I had to, no, that's what I'm saying. She's a baby. But if I just had to guess, from like
4 or
5. Or
Yeah.
about maybe 4 or 5 on a later end, maybe 7 and a half. I don't know, but it's just. Yeah, but like you know what I'm saying? But yeah, but I just pray for her mental, and this is kind of just like how I be saying for us as Black men. I hope she, you know, and I did see a lot of sisters in the comments. You know, and actually that's what made me happy. I've seen a lot of sisters in the comments. They say, man, I want to talk to that baby girl. Fuck what they got going on. I want to talk to her to let her know this ain't the right way, because they fell in her. And this Black women, they say, hey, y'all messing, you know what I'm saying? You know, they just see like, bro, we can't let this baby girl go down that path. So when I was watching the comments, they was like, God, I wish. And you had people with the, you know, with the blue check, but it was like, give me the number of that baby girl. Let me talk to her. Let me let her know this ain't right. So I did like to see that. So shout out to them strong Black women and men that was gonna say, hey, baby girl, is cool. This is not how you supposed to go. And your mama, you need to be in a difficult place. Well, I'm sorry. So you need to be in a different place. And I hope the justice system do her justice, because she needs to go.
Yeah.
Like she need to go or don't be a part at all.
Yeah, I think that's true. I agree with you on that, but I also think she needs therapy herself.
Absolutely.
She needs her therapy herself. She needs to get herself help, because I think what a lot of people don't realize, and this is just it's not off topic, but did you know that hitting somebody over a certain age, like 50, like 65,
Oh, yeah.
like that, is called abuse, a type of elderly abuse.
Elderly abuse, yeah. You go to jail for that.
We're raising up kids to be disrespectful to these old people, and these people are licensed to carry. These people are scared. I know a lot of seniors that are scared of kids, and you're teaching your child how to be disrespectful to their seniors, and the seniors are scared, and they got a license to carry.
Maybe
that's not going to be a good mix, because everybody is, everybody don't love your baby like you love your baby,
and everybody ain't pointing at your kneecaps.
Yeah. Okay. No,
they're gonna take your ass.
No. So it's like we need to, on all levels of respect of other people, we need to start respecting people more. And sometimes, and I tell my kids, whether they listen or not, it's okay to walk away. It's okay not to have the last word.
Thank you.
Right. It is okay not to have the last freaking word. Have the last word in the privacy of your home and talk shit at home, because you don't know what that person got in their car. You don't know what that person been through that day, that you might say something to push them to that other level, and you out of here.
Yeah. I think CJ, and I want to piggyback on what CJ's saying. As parents, we all felt that for that child.
Yeah.
Like, we became automatically protective.
Yeah.
You didn't birth this kid, but you just I think all of us, that's why the comments and even us on here feel that protective. Like you want to take that baby and just nurture her because you understand. Just watching that short clip. Now we watch a little bit of that. Can you imagine the day to day?
Yeah.
Right.
Probably worse.
That's why he said she used to it. She used to it.
That's what she do.
Like CJ said, she's not this shit.
We need to stop introducing our kids to all these men anyway.
Guys, well, it's almost that time. So CJ, did you say your final words already?
Just final words. Just keep it short and simple. If she's already given that sign, brother, don't even go to it. For baby girl, I'm gonna pray for you. I hope you're in a better situation. I hope maybe one of your your better family seen that and they took you away. And for the older woman, I hope you seriously need help. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And Felicia, I don't know if you lighting the candle or if you sparking one up, but I can't tell. Hey, cause I've been seeing smoke. I said, oh, she trying to get that thing right, huh? I don't know what you. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No. Ditto what CJ said. I agree with everything he said.
Same. What about you, Tony?
Yeah. I agree with the same, and I think that the man did the right thing by pulling out the video and the camera showing, the situation. So it's sad that we have to do that, but keep that phone ready, keep it charged.
You have to
keep it charged, keep your phone charged, because if you're dealing with one of those, you have to record it. You have to whip it out quick, because that video probably saved him from a lot of issues.
Yeah.
And if she was that other race, his ass would have been in jail. Okay.
Yeah.
There's that race that cries, and everybody go to jail when they cry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I agree with what all you guys said. To me, again, it's sad because of the kid. That's just I can't imagine her life with that woman. She don't need to be a mama, really. She need help. But anyway, guys, I enjoyed you guys, and thank you to the audience out there. We'll see you guys next week.
All right, bye.
Okay.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
When is my